Is it working? Oh, there we go. Okay, so Exodus 15. So today is the 31st of March 2020, just so you guys know. And I was thinking, do I have time to do this Bible lesson before I go to work? And I'm like, I do. And I was like, oh, let's see what it is this morning. And it's a song. Okay, so then Moses and the children of Israel sang this song to the Lord and spoke, saying, I will sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and its rider he has thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my God, and I will praise him. My father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his army he has cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea. The depths they have covered them. They sank to the bottom like a stone. Your right hand, O Lord, has become glorious in power. Your right hand, O Lord, has dashed the enemy in pieces. And in the greatness of your excellence, you have overthrown those who rose against you. You set forth your wrath, it consumed them like stubble. And with the blast of your nostrils, the water was gathered together. The flood stood upright like a heap. The depths congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My desire shall be satisfied on them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. You blew with your wind, the sea covered them, they sank like lead in the mighty waters. Who is like you, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? You stretched out your right hand, the earth swallowed them. You in your mercy have led forth the people whom you have redeemed. You have guided them in your strength to your holy habitation, where they were supposed to go, right? The people will hear and be afraid. Sorrow will take hold of the inhabitants of the Philistia. Then the chiefs of Edom will be dismayed. The mighty men of Moab, trembling, will take hold of them. All the inhabitants of Canaan will melt away. Fear and dread will fall on them. By the greatness of your arm, they will be as still as stone, till your people pass over, O Lord. So they understood now that God was going to protect them until they got to where he wanted them to go. But we're going to find out that they still have their doubts. By the greatness of your arm, they will be as still as stone till your people pass over. O Lord, till the people pass over whom you have purchased, you will bring them in and plant them in the mountain of your inheritance, in the place, O Lord, which you have made for your own dwelling, the sanctuary, O Lord, which your hands have established. The Lord shall reign forever and ever. So where is his sanctuary, right? Because a lot of this is also talking about its prophecy being fulfilled. It's prophecy being written that will be fulfilled in the New Testament. And for me, he's talking about heaven, his dwelling place, and that he has wiped the enemy clean so that his people can make a path straight to the dwelling place, which is heaven, which right now is not heaven, but this is what he's talking about. And if you want to talk about heaven on earth, that's when people are focused on God and on his path and are dealing with all of the sin on earth, yet still focused on God and being righteous and not being in fear of not being without God. Because the reason why he said all these people will stop while they pass through is because now they understand the power of God and that they are not powerful. And it's a great shock to them, and they are afraid because now they realize there is much more going on than just a horse and a chariot, than just the biggest muscle or, the smartest brain. That no matter what, the Lord at the end shall reign forever and ever. He will reign. He is reigning and he will reign. He is just trying with this good book to help us understand that there is a reason for everything. Remember, he talks about in your time and based on your ability. There is a reason. Every single person does matter, but he wants their eyes turned to Jesus. For the horses of Pharaoh went, that's the end of this, no, that's not even the song. For the horses of Pharaoh went with his chariots and his horsemen into the sea, and the Lord brought back the waters of the sea upon them. But the children of Israel went on dry land in the midst of the sea. Then Miriam, the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took the timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dances. And Miriam answered them. So the women were dancing, and she said, "Sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and its rider he has thrown into the sea." So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea. Then they went out into the wilderness of Shur, and they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore the name of it was called Marah. And the people complained against Moses, saying, "What shall we drink?" So he cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree. When he cast it into the waters were made sweet. There he made a statute and an ordinance for them, and there he tested them, and said, "If you diligently heed the voice of the Lord your God, and do what is right in his sight, give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of the diseases on you which I have brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you." Then they came to Elim, where there were 12 wells of water and 70 palm trees, so they camped there by the waters. So he's saying these things won't happen to you if you diligently, that means you have to try diligently to do what he asks, to keep his commandments, right? And then Moses is going to get the commandments from God. But so he's saying this is why people have this stuff, right? This is where diseases come from. This is where all these things come from, because it's through sin. It's through not following the Holy Scriptures. And nothing in here, when he's talking about what he wants you to do, it's all just basically being a good person and worshiping the Lord your God and believing that Jesus Christ is his Son and knowing he's your King and worshiping the Lord Jesus Christ the King. Okay, that's it for today. Have a great day.